What's going on, guys? Chris back here with another Saw 11 update. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, this is not a video that I want to do. But if you are in the Saw community and you are following this stuff, which if you're here, I'm assuming that you are, you have probably seen the reports, particularly from Bloody Disgusting, which we're going to talk about, that Saw 11 is canceled. Now, I do want to say right off the bat that the Bloody Disgusting article that we're going to be talking about in this video is not 100% confirmation that Saw 11 is canceled. This is a case where the folks at Bloody Disgusting has a source that's very close to the production of Saw 11, and they're just reporting what they heard from their source. So, nothing. Lionsgate has not come out and said anything about it yet. Twisted Pictures hasn't come out and said anything about it yet. The Saw page, the Saw official pages on like Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff like that, none of them are reporting that the movie is canceled. And at the time of the recording of this video, it's still listed for a September 2025 release date. And unfortunately, this is why I think that movie is not coming in September of this year for multiple reasons. But to give you a little quick recap, if you guys have not been following the Saw rumor mills, originally Saw 11 was announced for a fall 2024 release date. So immediately after Saw X, they're like, we're going to do another one. Saw 11, it's coming out fall 2024. And then it wasn't long, I can't remember the exact timetable of it, but it wasn't long after that it was announced that it was delayed for a whole year, set to come out in September of this year. Now, there's been a lot of whispers and rumors and reports. Just again, it's all speculation, but by the way. But apparently everything went sideways in January of 2024, so that's over a year ago. Apparently that's when things started going sideways, and what had happened was, again, according to reports, the two producers over at Twisted Pictures, Mark Berg and Oren Cools, who have been in this franchise since day one, they're the ones who let James Wan make Saw in the first place. They have been keeping this franchise going for the past 20 years, and apparently it started to have both some business issues and some personal issues with each other. And one of the producers, and again, I'm not here to point fingers and play the blame game because I'm not there. I don't know who was doing what exactly was going on. But from what I understand, one producer was wanting to make the movie and push forward with it, and the other producer was putting up roadblocks. And again, I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know for sure which was which. I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it because, again, I don't want to point fingers or play the blame game here. But apparently Lionsgate, who does still want to make the movie, tried at one point to step in to see if they could find some common ground with them and find a way to sort all this out. And even Lionsgate had no luck with this. So again, according to the Bloody Disgusting report and all the whispers and rumors that I've been hearing over the past year or so, all of that seems to be checking out with each other. Another thing that I do want to address is after the Bloody Disgusting article came out, that director Kevin Greuter, who directed, of course, Saw 6, Saw 3D, Saw X, and was set to come back for Saw 11. He's also edited on all the films. He had put out a public comment, and I quote, let's just say this past year plus has been among the saddest and most frustrating of my life. So that's not good to hear. And so again, while we don't have an official confirmation that Saw 11 is officially canceled, at least at the time of recording this video, everything is pointing to, yeah, this thing's not going to happen. So again, do with that what you will. I'm just here, again, I'm not in the business of breaking news. I'm just in the business of talking about news that I do hear, and then giving my opinion on it. And again, because it's coming from Bloody Disgusting, which is a source that I trust, and while they're not always right 100% of the time, they are more right than they are wrong. So I tend to trust when something comes from Bloody Disgusting. And again, it checks out with everything I've been hearing for over the past year. So now, the slightly good news is, we're still gonna see another Saw movie. Saw X did very well, and I can't see them ignoring that for too long. However, I don't think it's gonna be under the Twisted Pictures banner. There is a chance, again, I'm not saying this is gonna happen for sure, but this is the most likely scenario that I can see happening. The franchise might sell to somewhere else, and again, I don't know if Lionsgate would still be involved with that. I'm not sure exactly the logistics there, but yeah, the franchise will probably go somewhere else. I've heard whispers of A24 and Blumhouse, but I heard that there was really not much credibility to those particular rumors. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And if it does go over to another studio, it will more than likely start over and give it a clean slate reset, aka a reboot, which means we probably won't see Tobin Bell, we probably won't see Shawnee Smith, we probably won't see Casas Mandalore, which now it really bums me out, and on multiple levels, because on one side there is the fan in me who loved what they did with Saw X. I was excited to see the gang back together again, and everyone seemed really excited to do Saw 11, and so I was on board. I was like, yeah, let's go for more. And again, a lot of the people that I know close in the production, as I said, I've talked to Kevin Greuter about this a little bit. I know he was very excited to do this movie. Last year, less than a year ago, I was hanging out with Casas Mandalore a little bit, and his enthusiasm for Saw 11 was pretty high up there. And I've seen some footage of Shawnee at conventions talking about how excited she was. So like everybody who was involved in this thing was really excited. So there's the fan in me that's disappointed, but I also like genuinely feel really bad for the creative team behind it, who really still wanted to tell a good story. And a couple other things that I've kind of heard. Again, I can't confirm these, but this is what I've heard in the Saw rumor mill recently. Sorry guys, it's been a while. Bear with me here. Is that there were 2 or 3 different story pitches, and one of them was supposedly very topical in the vein of Saw 6. Again, I'm not sure what that means exactly. And then another story that I heard was very Hoffman heavy, which again, if you've seen the end of Saw X, and we talked on this channel before about how Casas made that Instagram post talking about what did he say? King Tobin and Apprentice Saw coming soon. And because apparently that's the one that they had settled on, and but apparently all the story pitches that they heard were pretty good, and they decided to go with the more Hoffman heavy one. And so again, as someone who got to meet Casas in person and got to see his excitement for it, face to face, I'm bummed for him. I'm bummed for Kevin. I'm bummed for Shawnee and Tobin and everybody. Marcus, who I know was getting frustrated there for a while as well. The whole situation sucks all around. It really does. But again, we will see a new Saw movie, but it'll more than likely be a hard reboot. Like, they're going to wipe the slate clean. They're going to start completely over. Whether they still use the John Kramer character, I hope they don't. I hope they keep it to where Tobin Bell is always going to be John Kramer, and you can have this new Jigsaw killer be somebody else. I know they kind of tried that with Jigsaw and Spiral and all that stuff like that, but if you're doing like a hard reboot, you might as well just have Jigsaw be a different character. But, again, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that's the most likely scenario where we sit right now. But, so yeah, guys, how are you guys feeling on this Saw 11? Possible cancellation. I want to say possible, but very likely. It's not looking good. But I do think the official announcement is coming soon. I believe CinemaCon's coming up, and I imagine that Lionsgate will probably say something there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But regardless, how do you guys feel on this news? Are you upset? Are you kind of off the Saw train? Because I know there's a lot of people who enjoyed the first couple and then kind of, hopped off after that. And that's cool. I get it. Like, Saw is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But also, the Saw fan base is a very passionate and loyal fan base. The Saw creative team, like everyone, we say the Saw family because it really does feel like a Saw family. A lot of us have gotten a chance to interact and meet all these different people involved in the films, and so we kind of get to know them a little bit more personally. And so to see them kind of going through all this with us, it's not a good feeling. But I do wish everybody involved the best going forward, whatever happens next, whether we do get a Saw 11 with Tobin, Shawnee, and Costas, but under a different banner, or whether we get a completely different reboot. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, but you know, everyone who was involved, I really do wish them the best going forward with whatever happens next. And then one more thing I did want to talk about before we go. Yeah, we're going to be fully relaunching the channel, bringing new content, new shows. That's going to be coming very soon. I got a lot going on behind the scenes for you guys that I'm really excited about. And next year in 2026, you guys will see my ultimate passion project, the Book of Saw, the ultimate timeline, including all 10 films. It's going to be a love letter to the die-hard fans, an encyclopedia / guide for newcomers or just the casual audience. It's a project I'm really excited about that's going to be coming probably in the summer or the fall of 2026. I'm going to give you guys more details on that when we get closer and as things start to, you know, progress more on that front. So kind of stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want more Saw news and more Saw content, because that's what this channel is all about. But so yeah, there are things still coming that I am looking forward to, at least content wise, and I'm still looking forward to any Saw movie that does come out. But for right now, it does not look like we are getting Saw 11. So leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe it, all that good stuff. And that's all I can say for today. And until next time,
game over.